What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're going to be doing a mid-taper on my boy, so stay tuned. We started off by combing everything in place and then switching over to our 3-guard all the way open using our Andis Masters. Now that we're done debulking the sides, we can move on to the back taper and start off by making our first guideline with our Andis outliners. We are contouring this guideline to their head shape, so make sure you do that. Now that we're done botting them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. The lever on my Andis Masters is midway because if you open it up all the way open, it opens up to a 1. Now that we're done setting in the guideline, we can start to close the lever to erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the 1 guard all the way open. Remember, when I say all the way open, the lever is midway because this opens up to a 1. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now we're slightly closing the lever to soften up the line. This is going to get us ready for the 0 guard all the way open. We are using the lever on the last notch, opening it up to a 1 and blending out that guideline between the 0 and the 1. Now we're moving on to the 2 guard all the way open. Remember, when I say all the way open, it's midway unless I say we're opened up to a 1. This is creating our 4th guideline and we're blending into the 3 guard all the way open. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to the 1 guard all the way open and continue to blend out that line. Now we're switching back over to the 2 guard all the way open, and remember, it is all the way open to a 1, so this is equivalent to a 3 guard. Moving on to the side taper, we're using our Andis outliners to create our first guideline. Now we're using our lever halfway to create our second guideline. Remember, we're going to slightly close the lever all the way closed to help us erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Remember, we're going to use the lever to soften up this line and get it ready for the zero guard. Now we're moving on to the zero guard all the way open, and we're attacking that line between the one guard all the way open and the no guard all the way open. Now we're using the 2 guard all the way open, creating our 4th guideline and solidifying the fade into the 3 guard all the way open. Now we're moving on to the neckline, and we're using our T outliners to make them as crispy as possible. I usually start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch. When you're near the top arch, you want to make sure you don't press too hard because you could nick them with the teeth of the trimmer. Now we're moving on to the sideburns, and we're going to continue to blend in the sideburns into the taper. Here I'm using the no guard halfway, and I'm continuing to erase that initial guideline. Try not to press too hard near the lip area because you could bite them with the teeth of the trimmer. Here we're adding extra details to the side taper because I saw a few dark lines. Now that we're done with the side taper, we can move on to the C-cups and use our T outliners to make them as crispy as possible. I like to start off at the bottom of the C-cup and work my way to the top arch. Remember to go as slow as possible, making sure the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer. Before we start the hairline, we're gonna comb down all his baby hairs and then debulk with the one guard all the way open. Now that we're done debulking his hairline, we can move on to our anesthesia outliners and make them as crispy as possible. I usually start off in the middle and work my way to the sides. Remember to go slow with your trimmers and make sure the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer. Make sure to go over the hairline multiple times and don't just hit it one time and then you're done. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you leave a comment down below, I'm 100% going to reply to it. Now that we're done using our anesthesia outliners, we can move on to our Turkish razor Derby Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. Before you use the razor, you want to make sure you lather the skin with shave gel and then also stretch the skin as much as possible when using the razor while keeping it at a 45-degree angle. What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bring guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade on my boys, so stay tuned. We started off by saturating the hair and then combing everything in place, starting from the calic area down. Now that we're done laying down his hair, we can move on to our 3-guard all the way open and debulk the sides. Remember, you want to feed the hair into the clipper using a comb. Debulking the sides near the parietal ridge is going to help us build our silhouette. Now we're moving on to the 4-guard all the way open, and we're continuing to feed the hair into the clipper using our comb. Now that we're done with our 4-guard, we can move on to our clipper of a comb and continue to blend the sides into the top. Remember, when you're using clipper of a comb, you want to make sure the hair is slightly damp so it's easier to slide with the comb. Whenever my cutting blade is horizontal, I'm debulking, and whenever my cutting blade is going up vertically, it's blending. Moving on to the back, we're going to repeat the same process with the 3-guard and then the 4-guard all the way open. Now we're heading back to our clipper of a comb. We are near the calic area, so you want to make sure you take your time and you analyze the hair and make sure you cut it to a certain way where the calic area falls. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now that we're done creating our silhouette and base to blend into, we're going to go ahead and move on to our Andes T outliners and create our first guideline. We're going to make sure we contour this guideline to his head shape so the fade could flow better. Always use your opposite hand to stretch the skin whenever it's needed. This will allow you to have more space. Now that we're done balding him out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make sure you make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Now that we're done setting in that guideline, we could use the lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Remember, we're using this same guard and the lever to soften up this line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that we're done using our one guard, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Now we're moving on to the two guard all the way open to create our fourth guideline. This is going to help us blend into our silhouette. Now we're moving on to the three guard all the way open and we're solidifying the silhouette into the top. Now that we're done with the sides, we can move on to the back and start off with our no guard all the way open. Now we're closing the lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline. Now we're moving on to our one guard all the way open and we are nearing the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you blend this line out and take your time. Once we're done softening up this line with the one guard, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Now we're moving on to the two guard all the way open, creating our fourth guideline. We are sitting right on top of occipital bone, so we want to make sure we soften up this line very good before we move on to the 1.5 guard. Now I'm switching over to my 3 guard all the way open, and this is going to help us blend into the silhouette. Here we're doing some final details with the 1 guard, 2 guard, and half guard. Now we're moving on to our Anna's T outliners, and we're going to line up his C cups. I usually start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch and go as slow as possible, making sure the hair feeds into the trimmer. Make sure not to press too hard with the trimmers because you could irritate the skin. Here I'm detailing with the 1 guard all the way open, making sure I get all the dark spots. Then I switched over to my 1.5 guard and made sure I removed all the dark spots near the occipital bone. Now that we're done with the sides and back, we can move on to the top and saturate the hair. The reason why we're saturating the hair as much as possible without it dripping all crazy is so we get the true length of the hair when I use my fingers and comb to lift it up. Now that the hair is nice and laid down, we can move on to our shears and create our first guideline near the top and the middle and work our way to the sides. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you leave a comment down below that you made it this far into the video, I'm 100% going to reply to it, so make sure you comment. here, I'm connecting it to the sides and making sure I cut the base.